Hello guys, it is Gate of Theories here, and guys, the brand new episode of The Dumping Ground Series 10, Episode 1 has finally dropped. We finally get to see what all the hype about Series 10 has been about, and I thought today we're just going to discuss a few things that I personally really enjoyed about Episode 1 of Series 10 of Dumping Ground. This isn't really going to be any sort of structured video, it's just going to be kind of like me talking, and then I'd love for you guys to respond in the comments, and then we can have a little chat about what we thought of this episode, where we think The Dumping Ground is now heading, and what we think about Series 10 so far, and what we think it's going to be like. So yeah, let's get straight on in with it. But before we go any further, please make sure that you've clicked that red subscribe button down below and have your notifications turned on so that you get notified every time we make any brand new Dumping Ground videos. So, what did I think of the start of it? Because it was a very unusual start. I honestly thought at the beginning we were going to have some sort of like horror aspect to this, and maybe this whole episode was going to take on a horror theme, especially that bit where you just see Maylee and Candy Rose in the kitchen kind of looking like really worried about what's going to happen. I actually really enjoyed the start. I thought it was kind of fun, a bit unexpected, and it's quite a shame that we didn't actually get more time in that care home, because I've always thought it'd be really cool and interesting to actually see the kids from either Elm Tree House or Ashton Ridge actually move out to another care home that isn't as nice and homely like this one that we saw here. Because we nearly had that in Tracy Beaker Returns at the beginning in Series 2, but we didn't actually see people go into the care home. We only just saw what the after effects were like. We never saw Burning Wood. We never saw any of these other places. And I thought it would be really cool to actually have maybe a series where they're in this just not very nice and not very homely care home place. But apart from that, I really did like this opening. I thought it was quite cool and quite exciting, and to be honest, just a bit of a fresh start. The only issue that I had with it was the CGI was a bit bad. Like, it really wasn't that great. Like, the cracks, some of them looked good, some of them really didn't. But then again, this is The Dumping Ground, this is cbbc. We're not really sure how much budget it has. Now, the biggest thing about this episode was definitely the time jump. And you can tell there's a big time jump because suddenly we went from the end of Series 9 to this episode and half the characters aren't even there. We've lost Beck, we've lost Ruby, we've lost Katie, we've lost Sid, we've lost Murphy. All of them just gone. We, for some reason, have this brand new care worker, which it's kind of a bit jarring when suddenly we are expected to know who this new care worker is. We kind of had that with Maylee in Series 2, however, she at least gave some, like, introduction to the audience in Jodie in Wonderland by saying, Gina doesn't work here anymore, I'm the new care worker. This new guy, I like him, but we don't really know anything about him, and he kind of just is there, and we have to accept that he is the new care worker, which isn't a bad thing, it's just a bit jarring, that's how I'm going to say it. And it was a bit weird just to see Scott not there, and just, like, all these characters just gone. It was a bit sad. Also, we had the whole thing of, like, Jodie not being there, and we didn't get an ending episode with Jodie. I honestly thought that when The Dumping Ground might end, it would be when Jodie leaves, and that didn't happen. And then, of course, now we just have a time jump where Jodie has already left, which is absolutely fine. Like, I'm glad she's still in the show at this point. But it's a bit like, where was our amazing Jodie send-off? We didn't get that, which is kind of sad. I'm kind of a bit annoyed about that, but at least Jodie is back. Now, we'll come back to Jodie in a sec. As far as the new characters go, to be honest, I think they're pretty decent. Like, we barely know anything about them, but they kind of have this nice presence about them that kind of makes me think, okay, there's a bit of hope for this show. You know, these characters will be good. I especially really do like Bonnie. Now, I know they're kind of focusing in on Bonnie, and I think you can tell the reason for that. Bonnie seems to be like this really cool character, and I think she is definitely going to be kind of like the focus from now on. Like I've said before in many videos previously, that The Dumping Ground is kind of going through this whole, like, reset at the moment, and it's what they've done many times before. They did it with all of the Tracy Beaker stuff, they did it with the beginning of The Dumping Ground, now they're doing it now, and that's where we kind of get a character who's kind of like the center of everything. And I know there's no main character in The Dumping Ground, but they kind of take center role. We, of course, had Tracy in Tracy Beaker Returns. That was kind of obvious. I'd say we kind of had Faith for the first series of The Dumping Ground. Then, of course, we mainly had Jodie. And now we're probably only going to have Bonnie as the next one. But I really like her. I think she seems really cool. And as far as the episode structure goes, I thought the finale and the cliffhanger was kind of cool. Like, I thought it was kind of slightly predictable, but apart from that, it was a good cliffhanger moment. The only thing is, it kind of just, like, ended and that was it, which we didn't even get, like, any sort of, like, big ending thing, just them leaving and then it cutting, which is fine. It was just a bit strange for me. Now, coming back to Jodie, I'm so glad that they did decide to bring her back, but like I said, I really wish they did have like a proper ending episode for her. But her coming back and her freaking out and getting annoyed, I don't know whether it was just me, but it kind of felt slightly unrealistic for the character. But then again, it kind of, on the other hand, did feel realistic for Jodie, so I'm kind of a bit, you know, I don't really mind what they did with her there. I just can't wait for next episode, and hopefully Jodie is going to have a proper send-off then, because, like, Kia Peg deserves it. She's been in this role for 10 years. They've made such a big deal about the 10 years. I'm so surprised that they decided to do this time jump, because I honestly thought these 2 episodes were going to be Jodie leaving, but they're not really focused on Jodie, which is kind of sad. However, hopefully she does get a proper ending episode next episode. In terms of the series opener as a whole, of course, we haven't seen the next part, but I would say it's probably the best series opener we've had for a while. I think the last, you know, decent one was probably series 7, where of course we had Freya and Sid and Luke and, you know, all of that fiasco with Sasha. This one seems like it's on that level, which I'm kind of happy for. So anyway, guys, I know that was really quick, but I'd just love to hear about your thoughts about series 10 episode 1 so far, and whether you think, and what do you think series 10 is going to be like. Let me know all your thoughts down below there, and as always, we've been here at Gate of Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.